The Sky People. In a land far away, where many people stayed, was a village of the sands, in a very unusual land. These were the Sky People, not people of the sun or people of the land. They took from everyone who wanted to experience life at hand. Let's change everything in this dimension. Let's not continue to work in perfect precision. We don't care if we need gravity or oxygen. We can experiment with all of it, declared the Sky People. A poison here, a poison there, a mixing bowl of what all humans fear. And they grounded it all into a powder, let it ferment in the sun, then captured all its destructive power to destroy the sky up above. We live here and we don't care. It is our sky to destroy, since it is more fun to destroy than repair. Let's burst that cloud. Let's add smoke that is black. Let's add some odd green or yellow tones to make the sky look red, as if it had bled. Take the lightning from the sky and turn it upside down. This will cancel out all the power of the sky, whose light would shut down. No more rain, it brings too much pain. We don't want to get wet. Let's keep moisture from our brains so we can think clearly without that fishing net. Each time they altered the purpose of the Sky People began to get sick, and many would wonder why. The earth could no longer drink, and small moisture that floated through the air added toxic poisons to all the groundwater there. Now the land became polluted and completely uninhabitable. The Sky People began to search for other places where they could travel to. They began to roam in caravans, all suited up for a long travel in the sand. Though they traveled far and wide and ended up near the ocean side, the sky remained red and all the earth and sea appeared dead. The fish floated on top of the water. Nothing could survive in this damaged environmental tragedy. The Sky People ceased to survive, and the land of the sky eternally died. All the souls and the memories of each of their minds landed in another dimension to learn to be in harmony with the skies. Some endured famines, some endured drought, some endured diseases that came when water passed through the clouds. Each person lived in a dust bowl for a few lifetimes, then learned to respect the perpetual lessons of how they should be caring for what is divine. We see who we are when we agree to be a participant in the work for the universe. Feeling our connection makes us whole.
This story came to me in 2011, and I was looking at this. It sort of looked like a desert or an area that was very, very dry. And it looked like the sky literally had turned red. And the people had tampered with it in this story, where they were playing with chemicals and they were experimenting with their environment. And I remember I was thinking, wow, that's, unfortunate. It's going to be sometime in the future. And so it's almost like, when I say sky people, it could be astral, dimensional, it could be a reference to the sky. I mean, this is the way the Pope came in and tells the story. He said that they wanted to cancel out the power of the sky, whose light should shut down. I'm assuming they're dark beings that just, didn't want to see the light and didn't want humanity to really benefit from the earth. They didn't want any more rain. So obviously they're a group that is not dependent on surviving. But in this case, it looks like it might have been a civilization that kind of was looking, to just eliminate some of the things that were uncomfortable, but then brought in a greater problem. But I can't help but think about how Peter the Insider mentioned how he was seeing the red sky, and then recently someone has been sending me pictures of Australia, which is very dry, has a lot of fires, and because of chemtrailing and other things that are environmental hazards that are already in the air that may be mixed with the fire, or their attempt to put out the fires, and I don't really know exactly what's the cause of it, but it looks extremely toxic. And literally the sky is turning red. And if someone asked me if this story was going to happen 10 years or 9 years from when I wrote it, I wouldn't have believed it. I hope that we can awaken to these things and stop this from happening. So with that said, I think, there has to be some serious changes made. And with the intentions of everyone, I don't want to leave this on a negative note, even though it is very negative, but with intentions to ask the universe to shift us out of this reality that is persistent and coming through, and that we don't have to experience this ever again. And so let's hold the intention right now for the planet and for all Australia in particular, and all of those other areas that are subjected to potential situations similar to this. And we ask for healing to the earth. We ask for the elimination of the use of these particles, chemtrailing, and any type of experiments that are being done on the planet. And we ask that they get shut down now in all of those, whether they're galactic criminals that are bringing this in, any type of species or groups that have violated their welcome here on the planet and are manipulating humans to essentially do themselves in, and then walking away, not really caring because they have their civilizations elsewhere. So we ask that that has to be stopped right now. And I ask that all of you will be in agreement with me on this. And greater criminal offenses will be taken out to resolve this, presenting this to the higher courts and asking for a resolve or reconciliation for this type of event from happening, prevent it from happening ever again. And I ask for your agreement. Thank you.